Hey guys, it's Wiggins. So today I wanted to do a video to kind of help you guys because I think one of the biggest problems in the transgender community and being transgender personally is that if you think about it too hard, like it can seem overwhelming and it is really hard. And with this video, I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying that being trans isn't hard. It's really hard, but there is a silver lining to everything. That's how I choose to look at life, I guess. So I am going to talk about 5 things that I think are the best parts about being transgender. And whenever I'm feeling upset or like I'm struggling, I always think of these things and it really helps me. So, yeah. I just hope you guys can kind of take some positivity from this and not be so hard on yourself because it's already hard enough. So you really have to have a big amount of self-love to get through this. And when you look at this in a positive way, it can really just change your outlook on the whole topic in general. So let's go. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the transgender community. The community as a whole is extremely strong, I feel. Everyone's really there to lift each other up. I'm not saying that every trans person has to get along with everyone, but having that really small, personable community is really helpful just in your transition. I would recommend just trying to find any resources you can in your area. I know a lot of bigger cities have LGBT centers and like trans meetings, and those are really helpful. I've been to a few of those. Also, in my state, they have a group on Facebook called Louisiana Trans Advocates. And basically, if you're trans and you live in Louisiana, you can join that group. And it's just awesome to also have a community online where you can post stuff and ask questions, all that kind of stuff. Because the biggest thing about this like journey, I guess, is that you can't do it alone. Like I used to not be proud of being trans and I used to just try to keep everything to myself and like figure out everything by myself, and that's really not easy to do. It's impossible. So you need a support system and you need people who really understand what you're going through, and the transgender community is amazing for that, obviously, because they all understand. So, okay, the second thing I want to talk about is that being transgender can be very rewarding. And what I mean by that is in the beginning, it's really difficult, but once you get farther along and you start becoming the person who you are on the inside and you see that on the outside, that is an extremely rewarding feeling that I can't even really explain. Like, there's nothing, like, if you're a cis person watching this video, there's nothing I could really, like, describe or compare it to. It's a very unique feeling and it's a very strong feeling. For me, when I, like, go look in the mirror now and I see myself and realize that my inside matches my outside, which it didn't in the beginning, that's an extremely just like almost overwhelming feeling and also very surreal. All right, the third best thing about being trans, in my opinion, is I think that trans people really appreciate the little things more. And what I mean by that, for instance, me, I haven't always been able to do female things my whole life that I really enjoy, like wearing makeup, doing hair, shopping for girl clothes, you know, just doing girl things. And I use that term loosely because I don't really believe in gender roles, but I mean stereotypical girl things. And all of those things sound very materialistic and very kind of petty. I don't know. But to a trans person, those things are very special. Like, I don't know, I can't speak for every trans girl, but when I'm getting ready in the morning and I'm looking in the mirror, I'm filming. When I'm getting ready in the morning and I'm standing in front of the mirror, doing my makeup, doing my hair, it's really just such a good feeling. And I never take that for granted because I remember wanting that so bad and not being able to do it. So I think you just appreciate the little things more. I mean, I'm not a cis girl, so I don't know, but I can imagine to someone who's been able to do that their whole life, it just kind of becomes a routine. But for me personally, I really do treasure those moments. All right, the fourth thing, I know everyone's not going to agree with me, and I'm probably going to get maybe a few hate comments for this, but I think that the fact that I got to live life as a boy, I didn't feel like a boy, I wasn't a boy on the inside, but being treated like a male and seeing how males are like what standards they're held to, how they're treated in the real world, and also getting to live as a female, which is my true self, and seeing how females are treated. Being able to experience both genders, I think, is a really fucking cool thing. And whenever I tell that to trans people, they never understand what I'm saying. And comment down below if you get what I mean, because I'm not saying like I liked being a boy, but I'm saying it's cool that I could like live a certain period of my life as one and the certain period as another. Like, I think that's really cool. I think it gives you a deeper understanding of people in general and just how people are treated. For me, for example, when I started my transition and when I finally got to the point where I was like passable and people couldn't tell by looking at me and I was really being treated like a female, it really shocked me because I didn't realize that part of it, like how females get treated so differently. And it was almost shocking. Like, it's really crazy to see the difference. Right, and the last one, the fifth one, is kind of a more fun one, less serious one. Um, Being trans, I think one of the coolest things is when you meet someone and they don't know, and then later on, like, and I'm not the kind of person to go around and be like, hey, I'm trans, like, that's not who I am, it's just a part of me. But when I do tell someone, if I do feel it's important or if I'm close to them and I feel like they should know, it is so cool to see their reaction when they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm trans. And they're like, you used to be a boy? Like, no way. Like, stop lying. Like, that's a funny joke. Like, cool Caitlyn Jenner joke, but good one. Like, you're lying. And I'm like, no, I'm being so serious. And just like seeing their reactions and like their faces and stuff, I think that's really cool. And then another thing that comes along with that is if they don't really understand what being trans means, you get to explain to them and educate them. And I feel like I've really changed a handful of people's viewpoints on the topic and really like help them understand, which is a really cool thing. Teaching people and helping people learn is one of the biggest gifts that you can give someone. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, I hope this video helps some of you guys to kind of have a more positive outlook on the transgender community if you're not trans, or on yourself if you are trans, because it can be really easy to feel like you're sinking during this process, and it's scary and it's hard and it's emotional, but there are some positives and you really just have to focus on those versus the negatives. This is day 2 of my every video for a day for 7 days. I feel like there was a shorter way I could have said that, but I fucked it up. Day 2, I'm really proud of myself. I'm really going to post a new video every day for a week. Let's see how this goes. I know you guys are so excited. As always, please thumb this video up and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I will also leave all of my social media down in the description so that you can keep up with me while I'm not filming. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, my babies. Mwah.